Dear students, greetings for the day. Today we will discuss about fundamentals of creativity in ARTS Part 2. Today, there is a growing interest in collecting and admiring original artwork that was used as illustrations in books, magazines, posters, blogs, etc. Various museum exhibitions, magazines and art galleries have devoted space to the illustrators of the past. In the visual art world, illustrators have sometimes been considered less important in comparison with fine artists and graphic designers, the term illustrative sometimes being used as a negative critique. But, possibly in part due to the growth of computer game and graphic novel industries, as well as a recent swing in value towards illustration in magazines and other publications over photography, illustration is becoming a valued, popular unprofitable art form that can acquire a wider market than the other two, such as in Korea, Japan, Hong Kong and USA. Original illustration art from the best-known magazine illustrators is known to bring prices into the hundreds of thousands of US dollars at auction. Norman Rockwell's work transcends even these high standards, with his painting breaking home ties selling in a 2006 Sotheby's auction for $15.4 million US. The best-known pin-up artists such as Gil Elvgren and Alberto Vargas also bring tremendous prices at auction, with a number of Elvgren's works having sold for over $100,000 US in heritage auctions. Use or advantages of illustration. Various use and advantages of using illustration in industry. Below are some examples of using illustration in industry. Designing a logo usually takes a lot of effort, especially since logos are like an organization's signature. Once you see, you should know what it stands for, even without the presence of any slogan. Like, as soon as we see the Nike logo we get to know that it's Nike deals with the sportswears. Organization logo design is the first order of business when setting up the identity of any organization. As such, a designer must make it a point to use whatever tools are current, while instilling a sense of balance at the same time. One of the most effective designs is using illustrations. In fact, a logo is an illustration, not just a play on fonts or text. Company identity. By using unique illustrations, you are able to set the organization apart. In a sea of logos, a designer should aim to make the logo stand. Playing on text generally does not accomplish much, especially in the face of so much competition. For instance, everyone is familiar with Google, the search engine. Their logo design has these letters right smack in the middle. One could imagine them as googly eyes which fit perfectly with their company. Technically, you would not describe their logo as having an illustration, but it has the hint of something hidden. Thus, it is an excellent example of a company logo asserting its identity in a subtle manner. Brand recall. Do you know your toothpaste brand by heart? You could probably copy the logo design onto a piece of paper without looking at it one more time. This is the objective of an excellent logo. Since the market today demands more from a product, jazzing up the logo and having snazzy packaging is part of a company's marketing plan to pull ahead of the competition. The logo design should inform, in an instant, what the company's business is. For popular toothpaste brand A, Crest, the logo is stark simply with a glow in the middle that comprises the extent of its illustration. It hints at shine and glow, which is what one would want in a smile. The play on colors separates the word rest from the letter, which implies that you can trust and lean on this product. In the first instance, you have a relatively new company, Google, using illustration and play on letters to create an impact. On the other, with the Crest toothpaste, a well-established, decades-old product, also making a play on the brand name with a simple background illustration to add more emphasis on the purpose of the product. First impressions count. The logo is always the first impression. This means if a potential client is not suitably attracted to the logo, the company loses brownie points without even opening its portfolio. In a competitive world, a point lost is a potential account down the drain. Logo designers need to understand the intensity a logo carries with it and design it without cheapening it in any way. Instant association. An illustrative logo is extremely important for up-and-coming companies. It places them on the corporate map, especially when competing for market share. It works best for these companies because when a person is looking for a particular product with no particular company in mind, what will attract this person will be the logo. It's but human nature to zero in on a picture that depicts what you are looking for. This is the marketing edge logo designers need to focus on, if they want to make their mark as a valuable logo designer. Apple has a trademark logo of an apple with one bite, and no text. No one even bothers to question the bite anymore because they're more concerned with the products and updates coming from the company. The twin peaks of this popular fast food chain can usually be seen from miles away, literally and figuratively. What's even more amazing is that our children from the past couple of generations have been growing up with this logo in their subconscious from the time they could talk. They recognize it even before they learn their surname or postal address. Finally, here is the simple elegance of the Mercedes-Benz. You know the car is a Benz once you see its logo on the hood. This 1909 logo symbolizes a star over land, sea, and air, and exudes its own personality of superb auto engineering and luxurious style. Using illustrations in your logo is a good way to promote your business, but must be done with discretion and style. Don't worry if the logo undergoes several changes, even after being launched. All businesses have gone down that route and come up with better logo designs. Some more advantages of illustration: advertising or commercial illustration, used to sell or promote a product, service, or idea. Editorial illustration, used to support an editorial article in a publication, newspapers, magazines, etc. Medical illustration ranges from illustrating medical products to physical anatomy and microscopic organisms. Fashion illustration, exaggerated proportions to represent the sleek and slender style of a model. High fashion, couture. Portraits, usually realistic representations of a person. Caricatures, exaggerating features to create a comical representation of a person. Children's book illustration, usually in a whimsical style, it accompanies a children's story and contains multiple illustrations throughout the book. Book jacket illustration, single image used on the cover of a book, novel to give potential readers a feel for the book's content and increase sales. Illustration categories. Illustration today can be found in magazines as complements to articles, in advertisements and associated materials like brochures and direct mail, on posters and billboards, and more. Here are the most encountered categories of illustration: editorial, advertising, children's books, internet,